Well, I hit the button. I'm not centered in my camera. What? That's weird. Why my camera? And well, let's see here. Now this is where people are joining on. I won't know. I'm gonna have to do like this. Ooh, I think we're on the air.
On the air where?
Yeah, on my YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
We're trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Um,
Guess I should watch what I say
man,
and blur my background.
this is one of the, this is one of these things. All right, how do I do this? All right, do that. I
So
guess.
you're doing that with Zoom?
Oh, no. So I have my cheeky, squeaky. What's this? Your meat call is in another window. Why'd that do that? Ring call back here. There it went. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what happens there. Oh, we are on the air. We got somebody watching, and I'm looking over here because that's where it popped up. K4ZSR, Mr. Zach there. Hello, Zach, and thanks for watching Ed with my buddy Pat here. This is Pat. He's the guy with the easiest call sign to do in CW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta write it down. I can't even say it out loud. KF4LMZ. Pat. Well, welcome there, Zach. Oh, Zach says, hi, Pat. Man, I wish you could see
Hey,
this.
Zach. I can just see you,
You know, there's a way.
which is okay, but
Hmm. I'm gonna have to like talk to some of these like fancy YouTube guys that have like a bunch of subscribers and ask them how they do that thing where multiple people can see the chat and respond.
I noticed a lot of those guys use StreamYard, but
Oh man, what's that? StreamYard.
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Oh man, we're not fancy, I guess. I'm just using OBS. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but with an S. Plural.
It obviously
Plural
works.
OBs.
It obviously works.
Yeah. Well, I think. Maybe. Zach, if you're watching, tell me if or how do Pat and I sound? Do we sound okay there, Pat? Zach? Gosh, I have a squeaky chair. Warning, the stream's current bit rate is something lower than recommended. Don't know what that means.
Uh,
Oh,
what kind
Zach says audio's great, but he says I sound like a lid.
of?
All right, well, sorry about that. It's a nasally voice I got. That's all I have to work with. So I suppose, well, since we're here, see any good YouTube videos out there lately, Pat?
Well, yeah, I was watching this Ed Fellows videos earlier. You know, not going to enter the contest.
Yeah, because we got some
Still need
giveaways.
the
Yeah,
practice.
we got the giveaways here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yep. So we got
That's a
the
nice gift.
giveaways, and
Everybody
I
can use
put
a Bluetooth keyboard.
yeah Bluetooth keyboard for while you're doing your POTA Soda login or POTA login. Your level is slightly down from Pat, but quality is solid. So my audio level. Hmm. Well,
That's funny. The audio's good here,
yeah. I want to back you down just a smidge.
right?
All right. Well, that's all I have. It says I'm 0 dB. You're negative 7 dB. All right. Well, hey. So we got Zach out there watching K4ZSR. Zach is the fella that I did my Tin Park Rove with.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's in the army.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right.
Might be one of them weirdo guys. Yeah. But
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I know who he is now.
so when we went out to go do this Tin Park Rove, we went real early in the morning, and we were hopefully both of us were going to activate at the same time. And so earlier prior to our 10 park road, we had gone out and done some what we call rehearsals or practices
Yep.
because we wanted to see could we both activate at the same time, him
Yep.
being voice and me being CW, or would we interfere with each other? You know, and what we found out was that we had to go around with it a little bit. We tried some different things. So I went with an in-fed half wave while he went with a vertical, and we thought that maybe if I set up in with him in my null or something
Yeah.
like that, that maybe that would work. And we tried it. It worked. Um, and then we went to our first park, and it was before daylight. Daylight hadn't even come yet. And we got out there, and he set up, I set up, and I don't remember what band he was on when we first did it, but we both activated at the same time, didn't have a problem. Uh, and then I believe we went to our second park, and I came off 40 and I went to 30, I think,
Yeah.
and I believe we were still okay. But then when we loaded up, got to the third park. By then we're now in daylight, and it didn't matter what we did at that point.
Yeah.
Once the sun came up, and I think he started off on 20 voice, I think, um, and there was just nowhere I could go. And that was even with, and I think we had filters on at that time too. I think he had a filter and I had a filter. Both of us had a filter in for our band specifically.
You had the external bandpass filters, and
Yeah,
you were
sure.
still
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I had these 200-watt external bandpass
Yeah.
filters, and it was just still when he would talk in voice, I would still hear him on my end. I don't think I was getting into him much.
How
Zach,
much physical separation was there between you, ish?
not much. Um, I I used my van's bus mirror,
Yep. Yep.
and I stuck my mast against that and went straight up. And then I went 12 o'clock of the van and set my table out. And I sat at a chair at my little table with my infed half wave at my table going up to the top of the mast on the van.
Yep.
And then he was somewhere near the van. So I think he was activating from the van most of the time. I think he might have operated a couple tables. He said we did have bandpass filters. It didn't make sense. We never figured out exactly what happened.
It'd
Um,
be interesting to set that up and experiment. Just keep increasing the distance by
mm, mm,
10, 15 feet at a time, and just see if you could get to a point where the filters would work.
right. And like I said, I thought we had it figured out with. I think the first time we tried two verticals, and that was a no-go immediately. And so then the second rehearsal, we went out and tried the infed half wave and the vertical, and he was using a vertical whip along with the Faraday cloth,
Yep.
and I was using just a homemade infed half wave, and but yeah, yeah, which
What's bad is it worked when you tested it, and then you get in the field on game day, and what worked 2 days ago doesn't work now. But
right, and, well, it was really unique because oh, Ed, what is video in reverse? Ed, what is video in reverse? Oh man, am I backwards? I'm probably backwards. Danny, I don't know what video reverse is. Ed, what is video in reverse? Does that mean we gotta talk backwards?
I don't know.
Oh man, Jeeper Creeper jumped on. It says, "Oh, a live. Hey guys." So hello to W5CI and Jeeper Creeper. I had to keep looking over here for my comments. Yeah, it's because they're over there. This would be better if they were right here and I could maybe
Okay.
type on there. Um, W5CI, what is video in reverse? Not sure. Maybe if someone watching could tell, does my shirt read correctly or is it backwards?
It looks good to me, and everything in the background is
Good.
right way around. So
Your
I don't
well,
know.
your shirt's on right side for me,
Okay.
but when I look at my own picture here on my screen,
Yep.
everything I see is backwards. I still haven't figured this, but that's okay. I'm such a noob. What's the shirt supposed to say? It says 10th Mountain. Why your shirt is why your shirt is in reverse? You're backwards. Oh man, I'm backwards.
Interesting.
Oh,
I wonder if there's a setting to. Now, I wonder why it's backward on YouTube, but from my view, it's fine.
that's a good question.
Of course, I know absolutely nothing about YouTube streams, so other than
Yeah.
I like to watch them.
Um. Oh, you know what? Order. Move up, move down, transform.
Try transform.
Um. Rotate 90 degrees. Rotate 180. Oh, Jesus. That was not it.
Undo it.
Where did I find that at now? Okay, that wasn't it. Transform. Um. What's 90? No, 90 degrees will put us up on our side. Oh, flip. Horizontal.
Try that.
Hey, and now when I look up there, my
Yep.
shirt is, I don't know. We'll just have to ask the viewers as soon as I can see their chats again. Danny said, yep, you're mirrored. Jeeper Creeper is rolling on the floor laughing at me because I'm a noob. Zach called me lit again. Danny says, you finally fixed it. About time. I want my money back. You're right way now. Boy, brutal in the chat. Brutal. No, I appreciate it. I haven't done a live in I don't know how long. And
Well, it's
this
nice to
was,
have somebody out there that can tell you what's going on because obviously what I see is different than what they're seeing. So,
well, what I see is different too, but that's all looking good up there, I guess. Ditwit Portable Radio KA5TXN. Sound is really good. That is Mark from Ditwit Portable. Pat, you ever watch Mark's videos out there?
tell me the channel name again.
Ditwit Portable?
Nope.
No?
I
Write
will.
that one down, Pat. Write that one down. Now, Mark, don't be offended because Pat ain't heard about you. Pat is, Pat just kind of minds his own business and he don't really go looking for much. And all of a sudden he hears about something, then he usually tells me, Ed, come on, man. Because then he finds him, because he is OCD. So he's going to have to go back in time and start watching all your videos from the beginning.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
But no, Mark is a good fella. Mark, I love Mark's intros to his videos, and he's just so I'm jealous. I mean, I'm really jealous of his videos. He's so well spoken in them. Every time I sit and try to film mine, I feel like I'm double speaking or stepping over my own tongue, trying to just get words out because I'm kind of making them up as I go. And he walks on there and makes it look like a professional. Yeah, it's a great channel. Mark is KA5TXN, and he says, nice to meet you, Pat.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
Hey, all right, Danny says, Ditwit and Ed are my favorite POTA ops. Well, man. Well, well, I sure appreciate that. Um, the other day, while I'm live, I do want to touch on something. I have a few people here. I was out at the store, found these keyboards. So I was like, you know what? I want to get a couple of those and make them the giveaway video there. So everybody that's here, I think, has pretty much seen those videos. But that came from the Buy Me coffee that I have on my channel. I don't like messing with money. I just never have. I'm a pretty conscientious fella. I could go work anywhere because I can't be bribed because $1,000,000 don't mean nothing to me. I've never seen it. Um, and it's just I was raised by grandpa that just said because that's just what you do, or because that's just what you just don't do that.
Good way to be raised.
But the whole money fund thing on my YouTube, I actually I got scolded one day. Pat, if I told you the story?
Nope.
No, I got scolded. In a light way. I had a guy who said, hey Ed, great video, that really helped me out a lot. You saved me some trouble. How do I support your channel? And I said, oh, well, just hit this and pass me around to other people that may need to see that too. If I saved you 5 minutes of work, amen. You know why? I like learning from other people's mistakes so I can just go and get on the air. And he emailed me back. He goes, no, how do I give you money? I was like, oh, I don't do that. I said, that's Thomas Witherspoon or one of them big timers, that have like Patreon or something, or Neil deGrasse Tyson, that science guy. I'm just a small fry YouTube guy that just likes to do this for fun and just to share information. And he came back and he goes, no, you don't get it, Ed. He says, watching you and see how you did something, you saved me $50 because I would have made the same 7 mistakes that you told us about because I would have went down the same way. And so I was like, well, okay, I don't know. How do you do that? And he goes, well, Google it. you know. So I had PayPal on my YouTube for a while.
Yep.
And then somebody else kind of, hey, Ed, nobody uses PayPal anymore. Find something new. I'm like what? He's like, Google it. Uh, so I just went on Google. First thing I found was that buy me a coffee thing. I put it on. I still don't quite know. It has just a lot. You can do a lot with it. It looks like, but I haven't figured out how to. Like, there's a reply button. Like when somebody gives you a donation or buys me a coffee, I can hit reply. But when I try to, then it wants to try to reply on Facebook or X or something else. I'm like, how can I say thanks? So I try to always say thanks in the videos because I can't figure out that thing. And then whenever I had a really bad camera at the beginning, I didn't have microphones, so I took that coffee money and bought my nice DJI camera and the nice DJI wireless mics. And anything after that, I buy keys. And there for a long time I was buying keys, and I had some other things that I sent out as prizes. Well, the buy me coffee kind of dipped off. Well, here just recently, because you got to get out there and make some videos.
Yeah.
Some coffees start coming in. I'm like, awesome, man. Hey, I got some coffees. Let's go spend some money. And so I got some keyboards and a couple other things. Some stuff I buy too to try out. Like I found this. So this is a crayon box. And this crayon, let me check the chats. You're right, sounded good. Nice to meet you. Okay. I just recently found Mark's channel. I'm now subbed. Hey, all right. So Zach subbed to Mark's channel as well. So this is a crayon box. I got it in the school section of the grocery store. And if in my last pod activating video before the son of Hades appeared above the earth and just started cooking the planet, I have a little black box that I plug into my radio, and it has buttons on it so it can play CQ, play my bye-bye message. But if I try to put that in my bag, I don't want the buttons to get pushed. So I got this box so I can just put my little keyer in here. That way it's protected by a box. So, and kind of like that 3D printed box that K8ARE made us for our ZM2 tuners. That was a great box to keep everything.
Bomb.
Wasn't it? Yeah. $29.95. He'll mail somebody one. Let's check the chat. That's a pretty smart box, Jeeper Creeper says. Yeah, Jeeper Creeper likes my box. It's blue, translucent. You can almost see through it. Let's see what else. We got any questions out there in the chat?
I just subscribed to Ditwit Portable Radio, and looks like I got some catching up to do. That'll keep me busy.
I do. Sorry, Pat.
Thanks a lot, Ed.
Now you can't go wrong with Mark's channel. I love his intros. He even shows his setups on it. He talks about his equipment and things, and it's really good. I probably don't watch as many videos as I should. There's a lot of other channels like me. We're just small CW channel, and I like to support others. Something I want to make sure I'm not doing is I don't want to be watching 20 videos and then make mine just like theirs inadvertently. I kind of want to make sure that we're kind of covering the same subject but spread out a little bit, so that way I might talk about something else that somebody might want to know about, and we'll see how that works out. Ditwit Portable says nice, awesome. All right, so we got Ditwit Portable out there, Jeeper Creeper, Danny Bryant. We got Zach Rosar. Anybody else that's out there watching, go ahead and say hello there in the chat. Drop your call sign in so we can say hello. For those that are watching, a quick question too. How many people have tuned into any of my last videos as far as the call sign copy practice videos? And let me know how those are working for you, for any of the people that are watching. And then Pat, here's one. This is going to remind me of something of you. This is a few of my sentences that you like. Yep. When I go and I change a word.
Thanks a lot, Ed.
Right.
It does get me every time. My autocorrect it gets me every time. Even if you tell me you're going to do that, it still messes me up.
Right. What was the last one I sent? barking up the wrinkled tree.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And I tell you, that was one of the exercises that we learned while I was in the LICW
Yep.
classes there. That
Yep.
it's about anticipation, and it's meant to kind of throw you off the rails
Oh yeah.
to let you know how well what it's like when you fall off the rails, which you already know that. But can you get back on? Can you get back on track and just start copying anyway? Just let go what you messed up and just kind of fill in the word. Now, obviously, in this case, you wouldn't know to fill in the wrinkled tree. Barking up the wrong tree is obviously the famous, saying that we're going for. But it's an exercise in falling off the wagon and trying to get back on the wagon. My problem in doing those videos is I need to find a word in the middle of the sentence to give people a chance to get back on the wagon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why I picked barking up the wrinkled tree, just because wrinkled wasn't the last word. Like one of them I have written down is cry over spilled miles instead of spilled milk. A
And
needle, a needle in a haystack. Little things like that. But I need to put my tripping word more either in the middle or toward the front.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
definitely a learned skill. I think at least it was on my part. And being able to get back on, but that takes a while,
mm,
or
yeah,
it did for me because you're going along and you're getting everything, and all of a sudden you fall off, and you got to be able to brush it off, and just try and catch the next letter. And
right.
but the way my mind works, I'm trying to figure out, you know, and once you do that, then there are four letters ahead, and
Or
like,
four
oh
words in my case,
yeah, yeah,
right? Yeah, that's definitely the hard part about it. I think it's kind of like you just have to get beat down to the point where you don't care.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Um,
It's not a launch code.
right. I was doing one of the exercises with the Long Island CW Club called the variable speed one, where it takes away the Farnsworth in the middle, the effective speed. So
Yeah,
the VET exercise on the LICW practice page. VET, that's what it was called, variable effective training, because it would change the Farnsworth or the effective spacing between, and so it would start off at like 12 over 8, and then it went to 12 over 10, and after 30 seconds. After 30 more seconds, it was 12 over 11. Then the last 30 seconds was just 12 over 12.
yeah.
And
There's
I
a
would
big difference between 12 over 8 and 12 over 12.
and I'm sitting there trying to write, and I would get to the point where I just drop my pencil and I go, well, this ends soon. And I kept doing that to myself. I kept just dropping my pencil like too fast for me. But it's not fast. The speed hadn't changed. It's just
Yeah,
taking away that thinking time. So all that meant was I didn't know my letters. And then I realized by me dropping my pencil and just waiting on it, I plateaued and I quit learning. And so I said, okay, I'm going to promise this. I won't throw down my pencil. I'm going to keep it in my hand the whole time. No matter what, just write any letter I get. And if that last 30 seconds goes by, I get one letter, success. And I kept a notebook of all the classes I was in and all the
yeah,
right. And as I started to flip back, I could see improvement. And then knowing I made improvement got me over that next plateau and next hurdle in there. Let's see here. Go back in the chat here. Oh, Ditwit Portable. Hey, I think I have a great. I think they're great. You're smooth and even. It's really easy to listen to. Well, thank you very much for that, Mark of Ditwit Portable Radio. If you're not already subscribed, please look him up on YouTube. Ditwit Portable Radio. Zach goes in. Question: I struggle with missing fast. What are some of the things I can do to help with that? Whew. If you're using a pencil, draw a line. Let it go. Try to just say, act like you're trying to catch the next letter that comes by. I guess. Don't try not to. Try to get out of this habit. Try to get out of the habit of replaying it in your head by going, oh man, da da dit. What's da da dit? Da da dit. Da da dit. Oh, G. That's a G. Because then by then you missed the whole good afternoon Ed message. In my case. So give that a try. Just let it go if you're pencil copying, or just drop the whole word. Wait for the next space that comes along. and just try to catch the next word if you're listening to a rag-chew sentence. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It takes some effort, but as soon as you drop that, like you said, draw a line and just try and pick up. It took me. I had to force myself to do that because I want to get it all right. So I'm trying to. Well, yeah,
Right. I
but
guess an example would be like if I was sending to you, Pat, hey, Ed, what did you do this week? Pat, thanks for asking. I went to the grocery store, and maybe you're copying, you're like, GR something. If you let it go, wait for the next pause between words, store. And
yeah.
they
There's
had
another
lots
one.
of
If
carrots.
you can't let that one go,
Right, right,
just wait until they pause and start into the next word, and then just pick back up again. And most of the time, I mean, maybe if they're sending something quirky in a class, you wouldn't catch it. But
right,
in
right.
a conversation, most of the time you can put stuff together and at
Yes,
least get the gist of what they were saying. And as long as you get the gist, it doesn't matter if you
right.
get every letter. Now,
Now,
call signs, that's another thing. But
right. That's what the question mark was made for.
yeah,
Did
absolutely.
it, did it, right? Yeah, so just try those techniques, Zach. Just draw that line if you're pencil copying. If it's letters and exercises. I think in Zach's case, Pat, he's still working on
Are you
learning his
frozen in?
CW. Hmm.
You are frozen, sir.
Oh, you're frozen up a little bit
I
too.
don't know if I am, but you are
My wife may have turned
frozen,
on. My wife may be streaming
or
or
else you're
watching
sitting
TV.
really still.
Uh-oh. How about it in the chat? Can you still hear us both? We might be hemmed up, Pat. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. Oh
I
boy.
don't know if I'm still there. I'm gonna see if I can send Ed a text message. He is frozen solid here.
I hear you, Pat.
Let's see, jump over here.
Oh well.
Huh.
You know what? We'll just go ahead and
Interesting.
okay. They say they can hear us both. They can hear us both. Let me tell Pat that. I gotta get back to.
That's fine.
They hear us both. Boy,
I'm off YouTube.
that's kind of
Okay,
that's kind of
so
crazy.
I don't have your video anymore,
Okay.
Ed, but that's okay.
Well, we'll see if that fixes it. All right. Let me tell you what I'll do is I'll try to address some of the chat. Um, I guess next time, me and Pat, we need to come up with hand and arm signals for when we freeze or something. Ed, how did you go from nothing to activating POTA in 3 months? Well, I cheated. I cheated. Uh, I had a decoder, and his name was John KM6NN, and he is my CW Elmer. He was a decoded CW in Vietnam in 12-hour shifts, and John sat right next to me. And I did all the paper or pencil and paper and stuff like this, and I would just write down any letters that I heard. He'd tell me what he heard. I'd fill it in. Then I'd get on the key, and I focused on the vocabulary for POTA. Vocabulary for POTA, meaning what do you need to know to get on the air for a POTA? Thank you, you are 559, TN, TN, PK, and everybody's 5'9" today. Because especially 6. Who sends a 5'6"? 6 is hard for me to send. But my decoder John was there, and he helped me out. And then I come off of John, and John set me out on my own, but I was still cheating. I was. My early first few POTAs, maybe a bunch, I had a decoder on my phone, although I was copying call signs by then, and I'd learned the rest of my letters by the time John turned me loose. I was using my decoder to confirm what I was hearing. Bad, 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 bad mistake. that was the biggest plateau I was ever on. And then I finally was like, this is killing me. I'm not confirming. And I learned that by watching my own YouTube videos and seeing how often I would glance at my phone. And that was back when I was straight keying and using pencil and paper. And I caught myself glancing at the phone more than I thought that I was. And I go, oh yeah, that's bad. And I quit cold turkey, like you drop a cigarette habit. And when I did that, that plateau I was on, rocket ship boosted past a bunch of hurdles. Matter of fact, getting rid of a decoder was absolutely the biggest slingshot forward, and it made me think of all the people that never used one in the first place. No wonder it seemed when I was like, man, how are they getting this? So man, I'm behind. Like I felt behind, and I was because I was using that decoder as a crutch. But once I quit using that thing cold turkey, it went on from there. But my armor also told me I probably was out way too early because I didn't know F or L when I was out there. Let's see here. Um, oh boy, my chat rolled up on me. I need to get me like one of those guys that sit here in the studio. Um, sorry folks, let me get through this chat. Um, yeah, that guy here on YouTube, he says, I heard Pat watches practice videos at 2x speed. That guy, I think he's up to 4x now. Yeah. Let's see here, Robert, K6BT, love the copy of practice. Thank you very much, Robert, for being in there. Back to Mark, I think they're great. Thank you, Mark. Zach, question, okay, got to that. Maybe brain block on my part. Everybody has that same exact brain block, Zach. Let's see here, Danny. Okay, so got that one. So there we go, Danny. Yep, Danny, I cheated. I cheated and used a decoder, and it was John or my phone. And don't ever do that. Getting out to POTA in 3 months was not worth it. I shouldn't have been using any kind of. Well, I mean, having John with me, that's nothing wrong with that. But when I use my phone and a decoding app, bad idea. Bad idea. The first time I quit cold turkey and went out without it, I felt like I was out there all by myself. It was like first time POTA all over again. Okay, going through my chats here. We hear you. I can hear you both. Okay. AV is good for you both. No freezing. I use the POTA spots to confirm call signs. You know, that's great. I wish that everybody that you made a QSO with would respot you, if they're able. Because that has helped me confirm call signs also. I've never been smart enough to read a decoder. My ICR turns off and I can't copy. Right? Yeah, decoders are horrible. The only thing worse, no, decoders the worst, and I think that the second worst thing is looking at the dashes and dots, the chart that you have, trying to remember what a letter is or something like that. Using one of those charts, I think, is the next worst thing. Zach says I need an RTO. Zach, you can practice. Here's how you do it. You go on QRZ.com. You'll find a Klansman 320 radio, military radio from Great Britain for sale, only $400. You got to go pick it up though. It's near Chicago. Run up there, get that thing, practice, and you'll be a great RTO. I can tell. Let's see. Any more chat? Any more chat comments? I hope I'm still streaming. Let me know if I'm still streaming. Like, give me a thumbs up, somebody, because Pat fell out of the room. Maybe Pat's watching. And then that guy, I noticed you have a wrench next to your name, so maybe you can mess with the chat. Thank you very much, Jeeber Creeper. So maybe you can mess with the chat there, that guy, because I think I set you up as an admin on my YouTube so that you could do that. Because I anticipated maybe one day us getting together and being able to do some sort of livey, streamy stuff. Okay, I learned early in LICW never ever fall into the decoder trap. Jim, I'm glad that you did. I didn't learn that, or maybe I just cheated, I think. We didn't really talk about the decoders too much. I found out on my own, and it was a horrible, horrible thing to do. The other thing too, getting back to how I got on the air, I had tried a whole lot of other things for CW. And cassettes and tapes and programs and apps and all kind of stuff, and nothing just stuck, nothing. So I did LIC. So I said, all right, LICW, let me join this thing. Let me see what's going on. And I told myself, I know me, and I tend to squirrel off. So I said, I'm going to do whatever they say to do. So I got in there, and the LICW has their own Morse code practice page. So I said, that's the tool I'll use. And I started to squirrel. Had found this couple apps out there. One of them was an app where it would play call signs for you at like 40 words a minute, and you had like 20 tries to guess it. Bad for me. Might be good for you. Bad for me because I found this out. When my brain knew that it was going to play that call sign 20 times, I didn't try to listen to all five or six characters of the call sign. I listened for the first letter. Wrote that down. Hit play. Listen to it again. Listen to the second letter. Got that. Hit play. Listen to the third letter. Okay, got that. Tried to hear the suffix. Ooh, got two of them. Okay, hit play. So my brain wasn't trying to hear the whole call sign. And so in my practice, my call sign copy practice videos, I implemented that. That's a reason why on my call sign copy practice videos where I play the 30 or 40 call signs, that when I get to the 16 words a minute, I play it once. Whole call sign, I'm going to play it once. Then I'll tell you what the call sign is. Then I play it again. And then even when I do the 14 words a minute, I just play them all one time. Tell you the answer at the end. Now, my goal for folks is watch all those videos for those that are learning their letters and things like this or practicing. Watch those videos over and over and over and over and over just till you're sick of it. But I changed that. Instead of playing one call sign 2-3 times, so it kind of stair steps progression there, because that way your brain goes, I better get this because it's only coming once. And that's why that's like that. Let's see here. You're still here? Okay, great. Zach says, okay. Okay, there we go, yeah. Anyway, any questions? Oh, Rusty's playing Frisbee. Any questions? I'll open up to the chat there if anybody's got any kind of questions. Any last check-ins that just want to drop their call in the comments and say hello. Other than that, I don't want to keep people too long. I'm trying to find how long I've been here already, but I haven't done a live in so long I don't even know where to look on the OBS thing to see how long I've been streaming. I think it's over there. And I don't have Pat to talk to. Yeah. Yep. Alright. But anyway, my goal too is to not get too long-winded. Some of those videos, I'll tell you, like when I go out and I shoot a POTA video, and I come back home, and then I had to take the video, and I had to render the video, and then I had to open it up, and I had to hit play and get to the call sign. I have to stop it, and I have to enter the call sign, and then put it on a little text diagrammy thing. It takes about, for every 1 hour video, it takes about 3 hours to edit it, make the thumbnail, get it rendered, and then get it uploaded. So that's a pain in there too. Oh, we got some stuff coming in now. Okay. Are you still active with LICW? Okay, so I stop in the calendar a lot. I've gone into a couple classes here recently. I was teaching the beginner 1 class, but I put a time limit when I was teaching. I wanted to have a time limit because I know me, I'll turn anything into a job. And so I put a 15-month time limit on how long I was going to teach. But I do get with other LICW members, and I have gone to a few classes on the side, some other classes, because I want to now. My goal when I joined LICW was I just wanted to learn enough CW to get on the air for POTA. Once I learned CW, and I actually did my first rag chew, not like an SKCC 1 hour long rag chew, but like actually talked in Morse code and said something to a fellow that I wanted to say, and he said something back, I was over the moon. So my goals kind of changed. So I want to get back into being in the student mode now, where I start going to some more other classes, maybe some intermediate 3s, or maybe even get back into the NV1U advanced class once I get some other stuff settled down around here too. Let's see here. W4EMB Dave. Hey Dave, look at this key. See this key, Dave? Jeeper Creeper. What QRP rig would you go with a budget in mind for field operations? Hmm. That's a good question. Budget, budget. Hmm. You know, so I have tried a bunch. I've tried a bunch. There's Ditwit says the CFT one. Yeah, everybody please answer up in the chat there. A good portable CW rig. For budget. Um, I've tried the Yaesu 817. I've tried the ICOM 705. I've tried the KX3 by Elecraft, the KX2 by Elecraft. My Pintech. The Pintech was about 700, 800 bucks. The Elecrafts were, 12, 13, 14, 15, and can go up with more options. ICOM 705, 1300. But I did start off with a tiny little single band radio, and you can find those, whether I forget what they're called, the QCX minis and things like this. And I would suggest if you're going to try that, then get you a 20 meter one or a 40 meter one. I'd go with 20 because I think it'd be a little bit more versatile. The 40, you'd be kind of limiting yourself to morning and evening. But if you go with the 20, you have all day to use it, right? So I would try that. Robert says the G90. Let's see here, QMX, right? Jeep Creeper says cool key. Thank you very much, Dave. Dave, I'd like to hear yours get on the air sometime too. Yep, Elecraft, but not budget friendly. Yeah, Jeep Creeper, which Elecraft do you have? Which Elecraft? The KH1's out there, but I have to tell you, my Pintech has the best sound. And you know what? That makes all the difference in the world, is the sound coming out of that radio. That just Pintech radio, the TR45, just has awesome sound and great filters. It really filters things out, gets rid of a lot of the hash and things like that. So I really like that a lot. It all depends on your budget. Absolutely. But if you're looking for just something budget friendly, one of those tiny single band radios I think is a good starter. And then like say if you're looking to do POTA, I'd go with the 20. Maybe if you're gonna buy two, get two. But you have everything out there from that little True SDX little radio, those little tiny orange and green ones. I have one of those. I used it just because. But then you need to look at, do you need the external speaker with it? Do you need any kind of things like that? Your battery source, power, and all that business. CW only rig, CFT1 or a TR45 if you can find one. Good point there, Zach. I knew that joker. I told my wife, I said, this guy's going to go and retire. We're not going to be able to find these anymore. So that's why we got to buy a second one. It's her radio. Pintech are not available anymore. Yep, they sure aren't, Danny Bryant. So that makes you wonder, how much would a person pay for one of those? I might be sitting on gold mine. Who knows? But honestly, after I've tried all those radios, and here's the other thing too. Something I learned. You guys can't see what the rest of this ham shack looks like. And any of the new hams who've come into my group or into my area and they start doing the ham progression where we start off with a little tiny handheld, then we maybe get a mobile, and then we go for a base rig, and then we get the base rig that we really wanted to begin with. Then you turn around and look at all the stuff that you bought getting there. So I tell people lately, you know what? If you know that you're really enjoying it, first off, make sure you're getting into it. And if you find out that you're enjoying it, go ahead, just buy once, cry once, and get it over with. I settled on the KX2, and I settled on I actually ordered it from the factory after I had borrowed a KX3, a KX2, ICOM 705, the Yaesu 817. I settled on the KX2 mainly because of the tuner. That thing will tune a wet rope. And I went ahead and I ordered it from the factory. Because like I said, I borrowed one, so I gave him KG4 MSR, let me borrow his, and let me do some POTUS with it. And I said, you know what, the size, the battery consumption, it sounds okay, but that auto tuner function was just awesome. Any piece of wire, throw it up and just hit tune, and you're good to go. So if I had some sort of antenna failure, the KX2 would maybe save my bacon if I had something wrong with an antenna. And so I ordered it. Now, when I did order it, I ordered KX2, one each, with automatic tuner. Nothing else. I don't even think I got a hand mic. Hand mic is that curly thing that comes in all the radios. Yeah, I got one in a. Is this one? Yeah, yeah. I thought like all the radio companies thought I was getting fat, and so they were giving me like these exercise things to come with all these radios. Um, but some people talking to these, um, no offense, Zach. Um, but yeah, let's see here. Um, I've seen it, but it's been a while. What, your key? All right, and then let's see here. I'll go ahead and I'll get this wrapped up, folks. Like I say, I didn't want to keep everybody too long because I know that when I look at my YouTube channel stuff, it tells me, hey, your 1 hour video, average view duration 6 minutes. It took me 3 hours to hit that. Are you kidding me? But I get it. I tell you, today's society of this just puts everything at the tip of our fingers, and we're just looking for the next thing, the next thing. Um, Anybody has any video ideas or something they'd like to see, or any kind of equipment that they'd like to see of mine, please go back through some of my older videos. I got some kind of neat rigs. I got a couple old antique radios that are pretty cool. From the late 90s and early 2000s, the SG 2020 and the QRP Plus are kind of neat rigs, and they actually have very good sound on them too. So if anybody wants to see those in an upcoming POTA, as soon as it quits being hotter than Hades, I'll get out there again. Let's see. Oh, Jeeper Creeper says he's seen it, my shack, but it's been a while. Yeah, you have. Yeah, and you sat right over there. Matter of fact, I think there, Dave. Yeah. But anyway, I think I'll go ahead and get this wrapped up. Drop me anything either in my email. I'm good on qrz.com. Throw it to me on a YouTube comment. But I appreciate everybody stopping in and coming in to watch the live. And if you haven't already, please go look up Ditwit Portable and go subscribe to his channel. Mark makes some excellent videos. It's just real fun to watch his stuff. And let me go back over here. That's it. Ed, you're cool. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you. Appreciate that comment, Mark. Really do. You should do a kayak POTA. You see that goes back to the inexpensive radio function. That's the thing right there. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you, Robert, K6BT, and Jeeper Creeper, Zach, and Danny Bryant, and everybody for sticking around. And we'll go ahead and we'll cut this one off as soon as I get over here to my button that says stop streaming. All right, I'm Ed, W4EMB. Thank you for Pat for stopping in as long as we had him. And next time we'll get somebody else on. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. 73 or 2 if you're QRP like you should be.